Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Hyundai Elantra N with the manual. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Murdoch Hyundai here in Linden for giving me some time with this Elantra N. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town, 29 on the highway, with power outputs being 276 horsepower and then 289 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So the Elantra N has a pretty aggressive hood design, and I like how the Hyundai logo is all blacked out on it. And then look at the headlights down below. Really cool as well. You got the N logo off to the side, and overall, it's a good looking front end. Tire wheel setup is 245 by 35 by 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels completely blacked out, you've got the red brake caliper there, and those are pretty aggressive sport tires. Blacked out mirror cap, you guys can see a little side skirt there, you got the N logo there on the side. And sorry, I'm kind of in a tight parking lot, so here, let me see if I can pop over on the other side to give you guys maybe a slightly better, I know it's not a good side profile, but you get the point. Now this leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. You got the N logo there on the back, so pretty straightforward setup with that. Now you notice that they have a little decal that shows you how to pop the trunk open. Pretty cool setup there. You notice you can throw down the seats if you want more storage, but obviously that thing's gonna get in a little bit. Looks like we've got the spoiler here on the back. You can see the N logo down below, and then I love the light bar design that goes across as well. I'm not sure why this is strange, but anyways, there's rear. And because I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a very windy day today, probably not gonna be able to get you guys an exhaust clip. I did review an automatic Elantra N, so just go watch that video if you guys want to hear the exhaust. The wind noise would muffle anything. Popping inside, this is nice with the trim that goes across. And look at these seats. Pretty cool looking. And then popping in, legroom, good. Got some USB ports there. And then overall headroom back here is also good. Now this leads us up front, where again, you can see with the nice trim down below as well. All of your window controls, the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Got the N logo again. Nice look for the seats. And then of course the 3-pedal layout. Take a look at the steering wheel, perforated on either side. Got your auto rev match function, your N mode. We've got adaptive cruise control through lane centering, and then you guys can see regular stocks there on the back. Digital gauge cluster here in the center, which press the pages button, that'll scroll through different items. And then we also have our drive mode select, which interestingly enough, that doesn't change the gauge cluster, the normal drive mode. You gotta press the N mode, and that'll make the gauge cluster a little bit cooler. Backup camera in reverse, trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel, good resolution overall. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time with the screen, as you can see, and then we got our little N mode tab. It's kind of like performance pages for Dodge, but for a Hyundai, right? And then do have some physical controls down below for like the radio, climate controls, heated seats, this as well, and then charging area with the USBs, and then a phone charging pad in that area. Pretty nice trim on the dash and cool design all across. And then you can see here in front, I don't know if it's gonna pop up very well, but your drive mode select, you've got that for the camera, and then your parking sensors, and then you can see here the shifter for the 6-speed manual transmission, and then it is a pull-up tab, and you guys can see the reverse lock cuts over. Got your brake here. We've got some, and I actually don't even have the, I should probably have that up. Anyways, we've got some storage there, soft touch right here as well. A regular rear view mirror, and then no sunroof. So here's our window sticker. You guys can see 2025 Elantra N Manual, $35,975, and it is hailing just in time for us to drive it. And we gotta do a little defroster here. We'll put it up full blast so that that is a slow defroster. Come on, buddy, go all the way. Anyways, if you guys could see, there's some visibility over the hood. Both of the mirrors to it through. I will say these seats are pretty comfortable right off the bat. We're having some slight weird weather today. Basically, super windy, and then it was hailing a little bit, but now it's just drizzling. But it usually happens on this side of Utah Lake. It usually hails a lot, actually. It's one thing that I don't miss about living on the, because I don't live on the east side anymore. Don't miss that. I'll just keep the defroster down so that it hopefully keeps the windows clear. So I wanted to get a review in the manual because the manual's the cool one, right? Automatics are great, right? Especially with this car because you've got the dual clutch, but the manual, that is what everyone wants to go for. So I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to go with these roads. Oh man, this is fun. I gotta move my seat back a little bit. Let's see turn the, okay, so let's turn that on. So auto rev match on. Oh, that's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. That is pretty slick. Man, this car is sharp. The thing I really do like about the Elantra N is the steering's great. The transmission's great. I mean, this is a fun car to drive with the manual. And it's $10,000 less than a Civic Type R. Let's do intelligent. So it's like you get all this fun and all this performance and you don't have the Civic Type R price tag. I'm gonna be careful around this corner so I don't slide. I just don't know how much grip these tires will get in this kind of weather. Man, this thing's, and the suspension dampening's really good too for a sporty car. This thing is pretty darn slick if you ask me. I like it. Yeah, power delivery's good too. Yeah, it makes you feel like a pro with the downshifts. Trying to give you guys at least somewhat of an idea of how sporty this car is. This is really fun. It's super engaging, and the power is great. Yeah, man, this is a hard car to beat, I think. If this was as expensive as a Civic Type R, you know, I will say Honda's manual transmission a little bit slicker. Their engine's a little bit more exciting. It's not as big of a deal as you might think, though. I don't think I have anyone around me. I want to get a first gear. And this thing gets great grip for being a front-wheel drive car. I know I'm not banging off the rev limiter, but still, I mean, it's pretty darn impressive if you ask me. Yeah, and the handling, really sharp. So, yeah, I think the manual is the way to go if you know how to drive manual. The automatic's great because it's still a dual clutch, but if you know how to drive manual, I think this is the route to go because it's tight. It's really good. Seriously. So let me know your thoughts on the Elantra N with the manual, but it's one of the most exciting cars, I think. Especially under $40,000, I don't know if there's anything else. The Subaru WRX is good, but the Subaru WRX isn't quite as exciting as this. I will say this clutch, on the low end, when you're trying to park and everything, it's not bad, but definitely takes some getting used to. I've almost, ooh, I hit the GoPro on the top. Almost stalled it. I haven't stalled it once, but I've almost stalled it a couple times. So you just got to be a little bit more careful on the clutch modulation, but it's actually pretty easy to get used to overall. So let's back up a little bit more. Cool car. Let me know your thoughts.